anything, as I said, right? So first go to settings. So yesterday, like we have new custom object, right? So now like we'll see about like through schema builder, how you create an object through. Okay, so in order to see like the objects creation through schema builder, right? So click on like the schema builder button. So whenever like you click on the schema builder, right? So like basically we'll use the schema builder to just to know the relationships of object and all. Okay. So the main purpose for this is like we use it for relationships to see like what are all the relationships that has been there in the object. Okay, but many people use it also for creation of your objects. Okay, so as said, right? So in this also you have standard, custom, and system objects. Okay, so standard objects, custom objects, what are system objects? Okay, system objects are nothing but like which are predefined. I mean, like whatever the task you do, right? They don't, for that particular task object, you can't do any modifications. For particular user, you can't do any modifications. Like you can create users, but you can't modify like the last modified field, created date, last modified date, so those fields. Okay, so you can't do any actions over those fields, but you can't give the ability to like edit those fields at all. Okay, those are like the system objects. Let me say. Hard. Okay, so you have this, right? Last modified owner, created by currency ISO code. So those are like the system fields. Okay, so you can't do any actions to that particular fields. Okay, whatever the lines that you are seeing here, right? So those are like the relationships between these objects. Okay, I'll explain you those relationships. So blue line indicates, right, the relationship between the objects. Clear? Yes. Okay. So here you can see, right, whenever you hover on this line, right, so you'll get the relationship between from which object to which object it has been done. Okay. So now if you see like the relationship from event object to an user object, it has been done. Okay. So in that case, like you will have these items. Okay. Like let's take for tasks. So from task to user object, you'll have a relationship. So in Salesforce, you will have a relationship for every object, okay, with the user. Okay, so that's what like the standard thing. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Okay, right. Got it. So let's see like couple of objects. What are like the objects? Okay, let's take accounts and contacts. Right, so if you see here, right, so these two are like interrelated to each other. So whatever that you have related to contact, that is nothing but self relationship. Okay. So if at all, let's say like you have account and you have like the blue line which has been linked to contact, right? So from account to contact, it is an lookup relationship. Okay. But if a relationship itself is relating to the same object, right? In UI perspective, it will be a lookup relationship. Okay, but in the back end, how it acts as an self relationship. Okay, that is what like this is determining. Okay, from UI perspective, it will work as an lookup relationship. Okay, self relationship is nothing but like whenever you create a relationship from same object to the same object. Okay, that is called self relationship. Okay, so that's where like this blue line is deriving same to the contact object. Okay, got it. So in the same way, like account, right? Whenever there is a red line, which is nothing but hierarchy relationship. Okay, let's take like you have parent account, and for that parent account, you have like some child accounts, right, which are interrelated. Like let's take you have a company called Google, okay, and under that company you have a number of subsidiary companies, right? So those are called like the hierarchies of the company. Okay, so in that way, like you can derive like the self relationships and hierarchical relationships. Okay, clear? Or any questions? So for more explanation, I'll give relationships in next session. Okay, like you'll have 4 to 5 sessions. Each session will be covering one relationship. Okay, so and this is to just to show you like how you can use the schema builder and how you can utilize the schema builder. Okay, so here you will have options. So you can display element labels, you can hide element names, element labels in the sense like the API names. Okay, element sorry, the normal names, element labels in the sense. Okay, the UI field names. Okay, element names in the sense the API names where you have underscore underscore C and all. Okay, and you can hide relationships. Okay, it will not show relationships. You can hide legends. It means like here like you have this master detail and all, right? So those all you can hide like whenever, if at all you don't need. Okay, but nowadays like schema builder is not being mostly used. Okay, all you use schema builder is to just easily identify the relationships for which object it's been interrelated to. Okay, clear? So now we'll go to like the element section in order to create an object in the system. Okay, so to create an object in the system, navigate to element. Okay, so you have this object option, right? Click and drag and drop. Okay, whenever you drag and drop, you'll have the object creation page. Okay, but only like not in depth, whatever that you have like creating the object through normal button, right? A new custom object button, so those won't be available in this schema builder. Okay, so that step you need to do in an one more piece of click. Okay, after you create the object in schema builder, that I'll show you today. Okay, so what happens in create new custom object, you'll create entire thing in a one go. Okay, but whereas in schema builder you'll create in 2 steps. First you need to create object, and then you'll go to labels, and then you'll assign your object to that particular part. Okay, I'll show you that. Let's take some example of an object. Okay, feeling totals. Let me like give all this off. Okay, yesterday you have seen that same, it will be off. Save. So now what happens? Your object has been saved, right? Give me a second. Okay, fine. So now like nothing. This name is nothing but like what you have, like the standard field, right? So if at all you want to create new fields in this object, right? So you have these fields here, you can just drag and drop into it. Okay, so that like the field creations will be there. So since the session is related to only objects, I'll move ahead with only the objects part. Okay, so let's see, like the next part is like the field creation. We'll see the field creation in next session. Okay, so now the object is created, right? Here also, like you can hide properties, edit properties, and all, like whatever the properties that you want, you can redo it, okay, in this object. So now if I close this schema builder, right? So I can't see my object here. Why? Because so whenever you create the object in schema builder, right, it will be only partially created. Okay. So now what you need to do is, so you need to create an object entirely, right? Like giving this object designs, like the coloring part, the profile assignment and all. So that you need to do. So that has been not done, or that will not be available in schema builder. So in order to do that, right, so just type on labels here. Okay, after creating the object in schema builder, just type on rename tabs and labels. Okay, so click on that. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry, tabs. Okay, go to tabs. Okay, in the tabs you'll have like all the objects that has been determined. Sorry. So now whatever that you have created using schema builder, right, that won't be available here. Okay, because you haven't given this tab selection or anything, that's all, right? So that's why. So in order to create, or in order to show the object that we created just now here, so click on new. Once you click on new, so what happens is, so you need to get the object, right? So select the object that you have created just now through schema builder. Okay, so the process is same. Okay, but you need to come back and you need to do a one-step process here again when you get through schema builder. So select the tab styling. Next, so here default on, default off, I said, right? So it will be of same. Okay, you can do whatever you want here. Next, so only I want for this September 2022, save. So now this has been done, right? So now you will get the object that you have created through schema builder. Okay, so whenever you create through new custom object button, so it will be a one-step process. You will have everything in place in one step go, and you can easily display. But if you create through schema builder, right, so first you need to create it in schema builder, and then later on you need to come back to the setup and type it as tabs, and in tabs you need to create a new tab based on the custom object selection, and you need to select the tab styling, and then you need to click on next, give profile access, default on, default off for tab hidden, and then click on app, and then move forward and then save. Okay, then only you can see like the object here. Got it?
Yes.
Clear? All right. So that's for today's session, and like for tomorrow, right? Harshika, since like you joined just now, so in case like if any one of you guys like have